Hey everyone, as you can see, I'm back in this room, or depending on when I posted, or I should I say, depending on when I post this video, I'm still in this room, but it's maybe about a week after I post that video, and maybe about all in all a month after I initially recorded that video. What am I talking about? Cut. What I'm talking about is this. Those of you who saw the video in regards to me getting this, I was sitting roughly about here, and this was doing its thing and printing. Well, since that time, this decided to go tits up. What do I mean by that? Well, for those who don't know, this particular Anycubic model, nothing against it. I've heard it's very reliable, but this machine here is 5 years old, and it had a problem. And it hit that problem when I was recording, when I was printing basically the mess you see here. And it was the third print. The first print was what you saw in the video that this was doing, and it was benchy. That print went awesome. The second print was pretty much this scraper for the bed. This was going to be our third overall print. This print was going to take about 17 hours to do. Now, I started the print before I left this location, thinking that by the time I got back here the next day, this will be done. Obviously, it wasn't. It was in pretty much this condition all throughout the bench. Now, I cleaned everything off, started it anew, and about midway through, not even midway through it starting its thing, it stopped. I restarted everything. Didn't do anything. That's when this machine decided to post up an error on the screen saying T0 sensor anomaly. And I was like, what's that? I went to Google, went to YouTube, researched it. A T0 sensor anomaly, which means according from what I found out through various sources, this piece, or I should say the extruder, went tits up. So, since this machine, when I bought it, granted used, came with a spare, I replaced it. I took this apart, put the spare piece in its place. After taking out the filament and so forth and so on, put everything back together, went to feed the filament back into the machine and get things started. The screen on the front decided to tell me T1 sensor anomaly. Again, didn't know what that meant. So back to Google, back to YouTube and so forth and so on, found out that's a similar error to the T0, which means, once again, the extruder could be tits up. So that means the thing that we bought was also bad. So, not only that, there was other concerns. One of which, it could have been this wire that connects this to basically the base here, the motherboard, is bad. It could also mean this little plug-in where the wire plugs into is also bad. It could also mean the chip for all this is bad and will need to be replaced. So it means that when I went on to Amazon, the part that's this wire here and this little connector board is about $53. On top of that's if it is this that needs to replace. That also means I would need a possibly new extruder for about, including that in and upon itself, maybe about $100 if I could find it, plus another $30 or $40 if I could find another motherboard, if it's the motherboard. So that's the bad news. The good news in regards to all this going tits up is pretty much this print. Even though this print came out like shit. Well, not so much the rings, even though they're not the best and all that. And this needs supports. That's the good news. Needs supports. Okay. That means when I redo this print on a new machine, I have to tell the slicer to give this supports when I have it done like that. That's not a problem. Also, with everything, this is supposed to be a tube, maybe about, I'd say, that tall. So I decided, okay, let's test the fittings of these rings on this. They didn't fit. So that means two things. One, these need to be A, sanded down, or B, this tube is regrettably got to be about 1 millimeter smaller. And I don't mean height-wise, I mean in diameter. So that's overall not a problem. That's good news that it failed. The other good news is I, in essence, got money in today, and I'm buying a whole new machine. And is it going to be Anycubic? No, it's not going to be an Anycubic machine. It's going to be something completely different. It's going to be this is like a 10-inch bed. It's going to be like an 8.5-inch bed. And I mean 8.5 this way by this way. And it might be a little bit shorter from here up, but it's still going to be able to do what I need to do. It's the Mercury 4, which is about a year old. From what I could see, setting that one up might be a pain in the fucking ass. And there's some tweaks I found out through YouTube with that particular machine that I could, once everything's said and done and printed up, I could print out a couple of extras, meaning stuff similar to this, whereas it has a knob. The Mercury 4 has like a knob here, knob in the back, and a knob on each side, or knob here, I think, knob in the back, knob here, and a knob here. To kind of keep things from wiggling, those printables that go on each side kind of make everything more stable. And I believe even this needs to be a little bit more stable, but still. Getting that Mercury 4 in, once I get it set up, I'll do another video for y'all. Not to mention over the next month or so, maybe 2 months, I am going to be broke as fucking shit. Despite that 3D printer going to be, it cost me $200 and change. I mean, like $205 with shipping and everything else. I have to, on the way home tonight, or over the next couple of days, pick up a couple of gift cards for Xbox Game Store, because it looks like over the next couple of months there is going to be so many games coming out for the Xbox. Looks like Helldivers 2 and not to mention Borderlands 4 and Terminator 2D, No Fate. I am going to be broke as shit in regards to getting supplies for this, even though I would say supplies for the new printer, even though I got 3 small rolls of filament and like more than 3/4 of a roll of large kilogram spool of filament. But everything's said and done, Everything's going to be fine. Hopefully, everything's going to be dandy in regards to this. And not to mention, and looks like by the end of August, we will be, at least for one day, going to Hagerstown, 4th State Comic Con Hagerstown. So learning a new 3D printer, getting a whole crap ton of games possibly to stream on Twitch, and it's going to be one hell of 2 months, and I'm going to be broke as shit, and I haven't even once picked up new business cards. So maybe next month I'll be picking up gift cards. I'll have to see. So either way, take care. Take care, everybody. I'm out. As what I usually say on the audio side, I'm a gamer. I'm wearing a bikini. But still, links to our audio stuff is in the description as always. So take care.